Resident Evil, a survivor horror action mystery boulder punching gem of a series. How I love you. Except you. You make me sad. The Resident Evil series has been a staple of my gaming for many years now, spanning multiple decades of my life. From the blocky horror of Resident Evil 2, right through to one of my most recent platinum trophies in Resident Evil 8. Speaking of those sweet, sweet platinum trophies, I have obtained several Resident Evil plats over the years, these including the stunning Resident Evil 2 remake, the pretty but shallow Resident Evil 3 remake, the rock-smashing color-void Resident Evil 5, the PTSD-inducing mess that is Resident Evil Resistance, and lastly, the action-packed Resident Evil 8. One platinum that has largely eluded me up until now is the Resident Evil 7 Biohazard plat. The creatively named Biosplattered is nothing unique within the Resident Evil series, including such classics as speedrun trophies, collectible trophies, story-based freebies, and lastly challenge runs, such as limited healing and save slots. Thankfully, Resident Evil 7, in its mercy, is lacking the most frustrating trophies that some of its siblings include, such as tacked-on multiplayer and mercenaries modes. Looking at you two. In this video, we will embark on a journey of many jump scares, thrills, and trophy pops as we delve into the swamps of the Baker home in our quest for that sweet, sweet ding. Now, before we get started, I began this journey having streamed a single playthrough of the base game and DLCs over on Twitch, and have gathered a grand total of 23 of 59 trophies, 18 of which were from the base game. Therefore, a simple route of following a guide and popping a trophy is going to be a tad more complex, thus, we need a game plan. So first things first, before we jump into this moldy beast, we need a game plan. The platinum can be divided into several playthroughs. Now we already have one playthrough under our sleeves, a run that unlocked such heights as behind closed doors, arms in the air, and here's here, they're everywhere. First playthrough up, in our cleanup, will be a collectible and misc run. This run could potentially have been combined with either the speedrun or the MadHouse difficulty playthroughs. However, I have 3 reasons for my choice of adding an additional run. Reason number 1, I haven't played the game since the end of 2021, and therefore my memory of the areas is largely rusty. Reason number 2, this adds an additional run for the video, meaning you all get to hear my lovely voice for several more minutes. You're welcome. Reason number 3, I'm a big baby and I'm too scared to jump right in. Some of these reasons outweigh others. I will let you decide on which ones these may be. Run 1 has a simple goal in mind. Pick up all of the notes, destroy the Mr. Everywhere statues, and rack up as many random trophies as possible. I sat down on a crisp winter's, see what I did there, morning and began the first run. The guest house. After being left a mysterious message from our estranged girlfriend Mia, whom we haven't heard from for 3 years, Ethan sets out to Louisiana on a quest to find her. After arriving at the location left in the letter, Ethan, and unfortunately me, are introduced to a dilapidated house, slowly being engulfed back into the swamps. A fixer-upper, some might say, or a house worth $5 million dues in the Australian housing market. Exploring the house, we find all manner of oddities, mouldy plates, abandoned food, collectibles, and a tape that both shows us the fates of a previous intruding group, as well as the secret to progressing through the area. Aha! Following in the footsteps of said intruders, we brush past a casual corpse and find Mia, who appears to be in the need of the longest shower ever. Confronting her about how she could be hiding this platinum trophy from us, Mia chooses to ignore me, instead leading Ethan deeper into the basement and warning us of Daddy. Were I to have hair on my head, this chilling revelation would surely make it stand. After taking several minutes to get over the existence of a daddy and my lack of a hairline, we become aware that Mia is seemingly vanished. Exploring the newly accessible part of the house proves fruitless, as Mia is nowhere in so... wait a minute, hell no. Mia pops up to say good day and we're introduced to our first confrontation. After a casual fight with the missus, we are swiftly introduced to Daddy and carted off to meet the rest of the family, and hopefully, some trophies. After being introduced to the family and their love of stabbing things, we are quickly left alone, and thus our daring escape and search for notes begins. Several notes and one art attack later, we find our first safe room and item box, a classic comfort zone in these games. From here, I sat down and quickly jotted down this section of the old mansion and its collectibles. This is where we are introduced to a police officer who gives us our first weapon, a pocket knife. I feel like a rocket launcher would be more useful, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? Now armed to the teeth, we head back to the garage to meet up with the deputy, only for Daddy to crash our dreams of an easy escape. One driving lesson with Daddy later, and we have our first boss defeated. That's 1 for me, 0 for Daddy. Collecting the bull puzzle piece, we head for the next section of the house, but not before slaughtering a couple of dolls. Exploring upstairs and saying good day to Grandma, we uncover several more notes, dolls, coins, and a tape. Said tape being a recording left from Mia sometime after our argument and my dinner with the fam. Reliving the memories of the tape, we play as Mia as she tries to elude Marguerite, or Marge as we shall call her. After encountering the most terrifying part of the game, a child, we must hide behind boxes and sneak through puzzles in an attempt to escape. Little did I know, succeeding in this would give me my first trophy of the video. Can't Catch Me tasks the player with completing the videotape without being discovered, a feat I thankfully succeeded in. Trophy in hand, we return to Ethan and the present. After entering the world's nastiest bathroom, Daddy gets the jump scare on me to tie up our scoring. Symmetry 1, Daddy 1. As a strong, independent trophy hunter, I do the bravest thing imaginable and haul ass. Absolutely blitzing a puzzle, we move through the house and find ourselves at safe room number 2 and the basement. Here, within the damp, dark basement, I bump into our first mainstay enemy of the game. An enemy I'll affectionately name the Moldy Bastard. These lads eat bullets like no one's business and kick my ass harder than university did. One puzzle and I am ashamed to admit stumped me, and we sneak into a room where dear old Dad is having a conversation about his worries I may out-daddy him. I guess that puts me at Symmetry 2, Daddy 1. Exploring this further has Daddy pull a jump scare on me, dragging me down into a pit of bodies. Bodies that smell of Boss Arena. My suspicions have proven correct when good old Jack, have I mentioned his name yet? Whips out the biggest pair of hedge trimmers I have ever seen. Ducking for my life rewards me with trophy number 2 of the run, and that sweet, sweet ding is all it takes to turn the tables on Daddy. Channeling my inner lumberjack, I grab a chainsaw and begin trimming Jack down to size, until finally, that big beefy bastard is defeated. Just walk it off, man. After a quick sigh of relief, we update the scoreboard. Symmetry 3, Daddy 1. A sound victory. With Daddy dead, we grab the final key we needed to escape the house, grab a shotgun, read more notes, and make our way to the yard. After admiring the garden and having a chat over the phone with Zoe, we make our way to the old house. Ah, the old house. Little did I know this bug-infested and confusing mess would harbour several trophies. Channeling my inner exterminator, I knifed my way through a horde of spiders to earn myself ////. This victory was immediately followed by 15 minutes of me being very lost, only to find I needed to shoot out an insect nest to proceed. In shooting this nest, I must have clipped a bug because the trophy Less is More popped, a trophy requiring the player to kill multiple enemies with a single shot. Several minutes later, a Marguerite popped by to scare the bottom off of me. Not once, not twice, but 3 times! Lady has mastered the arts of the jump scare, I swear. After introducing her to my shotgun, I was slapped with a 3rd trophy. Back off, Mrs. B, requires the player to force old mate Margie to flee during a fight. One quick convo of Mia and the last member of the fam bam, Lucas, and I am introduced to the first ingredient in a serum that may cure the mold infestation around the joint. Witnessing this monstrosity, I follow Marge out to the greenhouse for our boxing match. Place your bets, who will win, Symmetry or Marge? So we interrupt this video to sadly say that our intern has lost the footage for the Marguerite versus Symmetry promo Grand Slam match. Now, I just want to go and recap the match here in narration. There was a lot of like bam, bam. There was some left, rights, good nights. Shot her in the air. That got me a cheeky trophy for shooting her in the air, believe it or not. And then I thoroughly defeated her. She didn't even land a shot. It was easy peasy. And then I proceeded with the next section of the game, which was to have a quick chat with Lucas on the phone. We had a bit of a deep and meaningful. It was very sweet. It was very nice. He told me to go get some key cards, and so that's what we are going to go and do now. Lucas tasks us with heading to the barn for a fight club. Now, while the first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club, it can be our little secret. Dispatching the extra large moldy bastards, we proceed into Lucas's funhouse, a replication of the birthday tape. Poor old Lucas never expected my big brain as I repeat what I've learnt through the tape and breeze through his torture escape room. Cheeky bugger chucks a tantrum, throws some dynamite at me and we leg it. Crossing the swamps, we finally meet up with Zoe and Mia, the former of which sets about making 2 serums, whilst Daddy returns for our final match. Now, Daddy up until this point has been thoroughly beaten, so the dirty cheater busts out his moldy superpowers, and eyes for some reason, in an attempt to grab the upper hand. Poor old Jack is once again soundly thrashed. We jab the silly bastard with one of the serums, killing the mad lad once and for all. Problem is, we kinda needed that serum. This would face me with my toughest decision yet, picking either my long-lost Mrs. Mia or some random girl we just met on the phone, Zoe. Unfortunately for Mia, I already have the trophy for picking her, so see you love, Zoe wins. One awkward boat ride later, and we arrive at my least favourite section of the game, the ship. After Ethan is mold kidnapped, we wake up as Mia, who quickly finds a tape and a trophy. Said tape takes us back to the night the ship crashed and the events that would lead to this game's plot begin. We see that Mia worked as a moldy demon girl named Evelyn's carer. Evelyn has broken loose and is gooifying the ship and the workers on board. Mia's boss, Alan, or Big Al as we'll call him, has been mortally wounded by Evie and tasks us with finding her. Now this damn ship is a maze, and I'm frequently lost, confused, and jump scared by that damn Evie. She makes Marge look like a rookie on the jump scare index. Mia continues to track Evie throughout the ship until finally witnessing Big Al succumbing to the mold and being infected herself. With her last moments, Mia records the message that Ethan receives at the beginning of the game, warning him to forget about her and leave her alone. Now this would be sad, but I hold grudges, and our argument from earlier is still very fresh on my mind. Back in the present, Mia discovers that Ethan has been mold cocooned by Evie and sets off to save him, slaughtering many molded bastards and getting thoroughly confused by that damn elevator puzzle in the process. Upon finding Ethan, we get a dream sequence cutscene thingy where Jack apologizes for being so defensive of the daddy title, and we forgive him. This heart-to-heart has a switch back to Ethan's perspective, and we are freed by Mia. This promptly pisses off Evie, and she begins to turn Mia back into the stab-happy demon lady she was at the start of the game. One more argument with the misso later, and Mia is tragically killed by Ethan. Rip Mia. Rip. Escaping the ship, we wade through some swamps and spot a helicopter flying overhead what looks like a mine. Because it wouldn't be a horror game without a damn mine. Well, I guess we better head over there and see what's up. Delving into the mines, which now that I think about it, who built this place under a swamp? This place is a maze of white walls, blocked off corridors, and waves of moldy bastards. It is here, within a secret lab, that we pop Mr. Nowhere and the devil is in the details, wrapping up the remaining collectible trophies. Yay! Within said lab, we also find the last ingredient for the Evie serum. Now let's go jab that moldy bastard. Evie is not a fan of my grand plan, flooding the tunnels with moldy bastards to fight through as I make my daring escape. Escaping, we find ourselves back in the original guest house, where this nightmare began. Several mere flashbacks later, Evie has a temper tantrum, but this does little against my forearms of steel. One jab later, and Evie is revealed to be Ninja Grandma. I did not see that coming. Grandma is devastated by her vaccination, and promptly channels her inner moldy bastard, literally, transforming into a giant moldy bastard, or a giga bastard if you will. A couple bullets to the face has her hurling us out of the house and ragdolling us around the yard. One incredibly conveniently dropped gun later, and Grandma is defeated, concluding our night of hell and our cleanup run. Chris Redfield makes a cameo to say good day, and we brace ourselves for the speedrun playthrough. Next up is the speedrun and combo trophies. For this run, the plan was very simple. Beat the game in under 4 hours, beat it using the item box less than 3 times, and beat it healing less than 3 times. To save time, I will be summarising this run and the next MadHouse difficulty run as well, as we covered the story of the game in playthrough number 1. Speedrun can be summarised like this. Gotta go fast! Gotta go fast! Gotta go fast!
Playtime's over.
Healing for a grand total of 1 time in this run, and only using the item box twice, this run would ultimately prove to be very comfortable, beating the 4-hour speedrun in under 2.5 hours. With this finished, I braced for the hardest challenge yet, the MadHouse run. MadHouse difficulty. The last hurdle between us and that sweet platinum trophy. We had 2 goals for this run, simply completing the damn thing and finding all the antique coins that are unique to this difficulty. MadHouse also likes to spice things up by changing enemy placements and item locations. Hell, you can even get the Scorpion key nearly immediately. Cutting your basement travels down dramatically. Sitting down with my chat over on Twitch, shameless plug is shameless, we set out on our last journey through the Baker home. Honestly, this playthrough went very smoothly. The circular saw doing some hefty carrying as we breezed through Jack Baker and Marguerite. Things were looking good, until the damn mine. You see, there is a point in the mine during the escape where you must fight through a horde of mouldy bastards, capped off with a duel of 2 of the fatty mouldy bastards. My names are creative, I know. On MadHouse, this became a pain. With only 4 magnum bullets and an additional fatty mouldy bastard to contend with, this section took many attempts before victory prevailed. Hey, goodbye! Are we done? We're done! We did it! We did it, chat! We did it! Oh, thank goodness. Now don't fall and crush me. Don't fall and crush me. Oh, that was stressful. Oh, jeez. All right, aren't you? Trophy gonna pop soon. Trophy's gonna pop soon, and then we all celebrate. This'll be on the tubes as well. So say hi to the YouTube when the trophy pops, and it's coming. I think it's there. It is. We did it. Who's your daddy? I'm your daddy. We did it. Ultimate daddy right here. Ultimate daddy technology. Bio-splattered. There's the platinum. With this hurdle out of the way, even Evie couldn't stop me. With the platinum popped and a sigh of relief, I updated my account on PSMP, ignoring the million DLCs in this game, and basked in the glory of the Resident Evil 7 Platinum. What a hell of a ride. If you got this far, please do leave a cheeky like and subscribe. Maybe let me know what game should be put on the Platinum standard in the comments below. And join me next time as we take a trip to the Nexus.